Our next guest is a return guest. I just love his passion for football and his passion for this great show, SEAL Team. He loves everything about this show. He lives it. He breathes it. He has studied it, and he's also directing part 1 of the 2-hour premiere of Season 4 of SEAL Team that airs tomorrow on CBS at 9 Eastern Time. He is David Boreanaz. How are you, David?
I'm good, Rich. I got a bone to pick with you, man.
Uh-oh. All right. Let's start with bone picking. What do you got?
Okay. RunRichRun.
Yes.
The amazing work that you're doing.
I saw what you did. I've put it on
Twitter. I got
Twitter.
no love.
Oh, no.
Rich,
I put that.
I ran in full gear for you.
I saw that, and I put it on my Twitter feed. We put it on our Twitter feed here.
Okay. I didn't see it. Okay.
I made sure they put it on NFL Network. You're a busy man. I know you're not watching all 19 million hours of NFL Network coverage, but I greatly appreciated that. No doubt. I mean, you said last time you were here in person, pre-pandemic, you said, when you do your run, I'm going to put on the full gear and run. And you did it. I mean, how much weight were you hauling there,
gear,
David?
they usually have. Those guys are strapped in 120, 140 pounds.
Oh, gosh.
Usually, that's what they usually have on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going through conditions, whether you're swimming through it or mucking through it. So I had probably about 40 pounds on.
Damn.
40, 50 pounds.
And you clocked, I think, still faster than what I did, with just only the weight of the pressure on my back, pretty much.
And it was actually, I did that before we started shooting this season premiere, which we ended up into shooting in the snow in Big Bear and with the dog. So that was kind of training with the dog.
Yeah.
So you kind of kicked off the whole training and with the dog, with Dita, in order to get her ready for this great episode that's coming out tomorrow night.
Fantastic. David Boreanaz here on the Rich Eisen Show. And since we are buried the so-called bone to pick, let me create a new one by asking you, since this premiere was shot months ago, it is not true that episode that you directed is to get the SEAL team to get Carson Wentz out of the starting lineup. That's correct, right?
Everyone's going to just ask about that. I think Philadelphia has just been in a world of hurt for a couple of years now after winning a Super Bowl and putting up statues at the Novus Care Center has been great and all, but I don't think that they have really fully drafted the right players to support Carson Wentz. I mean, you can argue this back and forth. It's just weird to me that you draft a quarterback like Jalen Hurts in the second round, and there's Carson Wentz saying, what do I have to prove myself again? And you kind of have that kind of monkey on your back kind of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand where he's coming from. It's kind of like, hey, Bravo 1, you got Bravo 2 is going to come in and replace you. He's just in the wings waiting. But I don't think that should affect him as an athlete. He should kind of thrive in that type of competition when it comes to being the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I don't think it hurt Aaron Rodgers this year.
No.
I mean, look what the numbers he's putting up. Like, it's pretty crazy. So then you have to dig deeper and go, well, is this a coaching thing? And, where's the offensive coordinator, right? I mean, I just think Philadelphia's been going around about it the wrong way as far as their direction is concerned. I mean, that team partied for a year after they won the Super Bowl. It was a lot of champagne being sprayed every day, and rightfully so. I mean, they were the champs. But did Howie do justice? Is there a front office conflict with Doug Peterson? It's like, you kind of see it all in the writing right now. And as we as fans, or as you as, in the media and reports, you just kind of have to put out your 2 cents. And in Philadelphia, it doesn't help. Especially this morning on WIP, I think they were saying, Carson Wentz is feeling like, there's rumors going around that he doesn't like Jalen Hurts and they shouldn't have picked him in the second round. I mean, that's just typical Philadelphia, right? That's typical Philadelphia right there at its best.
I'll be honest. If Wentz does, and I don't believe it, that if Wentz does have a problem with a draft choice, it's got to be, and I say this, I don't like being critical of younger players, but it's got to be, instead of taking Justin Jefferson, who has crushed it for the Minnesota Vikings, they took Jalen Reagor, who was banged up, and they're still waiting for him to provide some sort of spark like this. And I'm just wondering if Wentz, David Boreanaz, and we'll talk about SEAL Team in a second. It seems to me, I'm wondering if Wentz, out of all the narratives of last year, going into last year, as you know, it was like, can Wentz get through a season? Because it had been two seasons in a row where he had not finished. And without Foles there now as the backup, is Wentz gonna be brittle? And everybody got hurt around him, and he answered the bell for all 16 weeks, got the team to the playoffs, right? And I'm wondering if that didn't absorb so many hits in his body that we're seeing diminishing returns this year with everything else counting against them. I'm wondering if that might have something to do with it. I'm grasping at straws here.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, look, he played last night, so he ran the ball a couple times, and he was pretty straight up and taking on the defender pretty hard. So he was pretty mobile. His offensive line's, decimated, been moved around a lot. Jason Peters, has a broken toe.
I know.
Playing with broken toe. Lane
Johnson's
been struggling. You have Zach Ertz has been out. I mean, so there's a lot of pieces there. We don't have any linebackers, per se. I mean, we have Darius Slay that we picked up, so that was a good pickup, but DJ Metcalf just smoked him last night. So, there's another player, like DJ Metcalf was available. Philly passed on him. So there's you can see the players that are bearing fruit right now, and then the players that aren't, and that the ones that Philadelphia has. And on top of it, run the ball. You have a great running back, and for some reason, Doug Peterson just is not committing to the run, and his choices last night on fourth down were bad. I mean, this is kind of like a coach that wants to get fired in a lot of ways. I mean, you look at it and go, wow, does this guy really want to – is he getting along with Jeff Lurie and the front office and Howie? I mean, we don't know that, but we can only assume. And in Philadelphia, they want answers. They don't want people that lose. And when it gets consistent like this, it gets cold, and they get upset. They're not allowed back in the link. That's an issue. So there's – Philly is tough, and that's just the way they are. And when you play with Philly – or you're under that organization, you just got to expect that. And you got to have tough skin to play, whether it's in Philadelphia or New York, and go through the ups and downs. And they're in a down spout right now. And for all sakes and purposes, the whole NFC East is like ridiculously soft. Although I do like Washington. I think the Redskins are going to win the NFC East.
The old football team, getting it done over the Thanksgiving holiday. And it's interesting. I did read an article. I forgot who wrote it in the Philadelphia Inquirer, wondering if Peterson wants to get fired. I saw that. That was way out there in the Philadelphia media. That was part of the backdrop of this game on Monday. I saw that.
That's what they do. You're out in Philadelphia, then you're always going to get that cheesesteak late night. And once you're past 12 o'clock and you get that cheesesteak, especially in the winter, the ketchup gets cold, starts freezing on the tip of the Amoroso bread. The tines come out. There's a problem. The unions get upset.
I love it. When was the last time, really, though? I mean, you've got to be in shape for SEAL Team. When was the last time you did have one of those late night
cheesesteaks?
Cheesesteaks, yeah.
I would probably about a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was during the summer, so ketchup was nice and warm.
Okay. And I guess, and so is it whiz wit or whiz without for you?
Oh, whiz wit.
Okay.
You got the roll, provolone, whiz.
Just want to make sure. Okay.
And onions, yeah. It's definitely, but there's plenty of, whatever. Cheesesteaks are prevalent right now. It's wherever you go. It's the only consistent thing in Philadelphia going down right now.
David Boreanaz here on the Rich Eisen Show. So what to expect out of season 4? And again, this is real stuff, man. Yeah. I know you take pride in the personal and professional lives of these great members of SEAL Team that you're bringing to CBS. Go for it. Yeah. I'll give you the floor.
Well, excited. I mean, with tomorrow's kicks off in a way that we see Jason Hayes and Bravo 1 on top of a mountain going after the son of a major terrorist that he killed 13 years ago. So it kind of messes with his head, and he gets separated from the team and the dog. The two of them have to kind of survive. A little Revenant feel to it. And in doing so, through the survival aspect of it with the dog who's wounded, he starts having flashbacks and PTSD moments of his past, and we have some flashbacks. So we ended the episode with him on the mountainside with the dog, and a lot of pain, and we don't know who makes it off that mountaintop. So it's an exciting start to our episode, thinking that it was going to be the season finale for last year, but then because of COVID, we had to wait, so it becomes our premiere for this year, which production value is huge, shooting in Big Bear, real snow, real elements, wide-angle lenses. It just is awesome. And Jimmy Muro, the DP, who just crushes it, Oscar winner, guy just is insane, and Chris Chulak, Spencer Hudnut writing. We just have a a great group of guys telling stories that are really relevant and about these characters that, strive to protect but also struggle so much inside internally when they come back home. And that's the story that we like to tell, getting into the dark corners of their minds and exposing that, and so people can see that, they're worth more than what they do for us out there, and that's something we have to embrace more.
The real deal stuff. 2-hour season 4 premiere of SEAL Team again airs tomorrow 9 Eastern on CBS. Before I let you go, David, were you psyched about the Dodgers World Series win? Because we have a photograph here of you. We're looking at it on the screen right here. A ball boy back in the day. Are you next to, like, is that a Malfitano? Is that who you're next to? The pitching coach back in the day?
Yeah, I had on the Ron Say glove.
Look at you, man.
I was in right field, flagging fly balls with Fernando Valenzuela. Tried to get under one, lost it in the sun at the vet, and he was screaming at me.
So, but it looks like you're locked in, though. I don't know what you were staring at out there.
I was locked in. Well, I was more upset that my father hired a photographer to take pictures of me, being the fact I didn't want to, I kind of wanted to play it cool, and I got him really embarrassed. I love the photograph this day, but to this day I look back and I go, geez, I was so embarrassed.
Were you really? You're like, don't embarrass me in front of Garvey, Dad? Is that what it was?
You can't do that. You can't do that as a vet. That's ridiculous. You gotta, you know what? You gotta live the part, Rich.
Yeah.
You gotta go in. Even in 8th grade, I was living it, man. I had the pine tar. I had the dip. I am hanging out with Ron Say and Fernando. Let's go.
You do look locked in there, but you're really a pissed off kid at his dad. I love that backstory. That is phenomenal. All right, before I let you go here, let's put it up here on the screen. We want to give you the love. We're showing it right now, David. There you are. There you are for Run, Rich, Run. There's the dog, too.
There it is. Even the dog did it for you.
Here you go, Rich. For St. Jude's Hospital and SEAL Team.
There you go, brother. Thank you for that, David. It really meant a lot. I did see it. I did see it.
I know you did. I love stirring the pot with you. I love it. That's what Philly guys do.
You take care, David. Thanks for the call, and we'll be checking out SEAL Team. Again, the season 4 premiere tomorrow on CBS at 9 Eastern Time. That's David Boreanaz here on the Rich Eisen Show. Fun stuff right there. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.